Hey, 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 yeah, hey, what a time to be alive. I left them for dead, now I'm living right. No new friends, no new advice. That was high then, but we got bigger heights. We got bigger fish to fry. Bet on myself, then I roll the dice. Man, it ain't a gamble if you know you nice.
All right, welcome back to Dawn a Dream Podcast. I'm your host, Ara Amos, the #1 podcast in Dallas, Texas, and we have a very special guest here today, Mr. Dixon Parker, CEO and founder of Cared Solutions.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, my man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling blessed. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm having the best day ever. I haven't done a podcast in a while, it feels like. I racked up a whole bunch, and then I just started releasing them week by week, so it's good to be back, man.
Hey, let's get into it, man. Let's get to the groove of it.
Cool, man. So I know you, first of all, you're amazing at marketing, by the way. I love your content. Very, it's very well done, very well thought out, a lot of value provided. And it's absolutely, man, absolutely. And it's you're in the credit world.
Yep. In the credit space.
Perfect. And before we kind of jump into that, I just want to know about you, your story, your background. Like, where were you born? What was growing up like? What was family like?
I got you, man. So I actually got a crazy story, like just upbringing and stuff like that. I never even tell this story. It just always been super low key about it. So I actually a lot of people think I was born in Detroit. That's where I grew up at, but I was actually born in Dallas. So my father, he was a kingpin in Detroit, and I wasn't even born yet. So my family went on a run. You know, he was on America's Most Wanted, all of this stuff, and it's literally crazy. So we're on the run. So I was born while we're on the run. So we're in Dallas. So that's how I was born in Dallas. And then a couple years later, we're still on the run for a couple years. Then, he passed away. Rest in peace to my pops. And, we ended up moving back to Michigan. And we still had a good upbringing, shout out to my mom as well. She, always kept us grounded. We always been super family orientated. And yeah, man, the upbringing in Michigan was pretty cool. I think I got to Michigan when I was probably like 4. So I don't even remember being in Texas, but yeah, just being in Michigan, went to a regular school. It was pretty cool. Nothing crazy. Just always been smart in school, always learning. And then, yeah, a couple years, I went to MSU for college. I was doing like the whole rapper thing. I was making music, stuff like that since high school. Went to school. I really just went to school to, I guess you could say, make my family happy. I didn't really care about it. I knew I wasn't going to use my degree because I always knew I was bigger than that. I had jobs like in high school and stuff like that, but like after like high school, I never had a job again. Like I always just was doing my own thing and hustling pretty much. And then after college, I moved out here, and that's when I started my credit business, and just been going crazy since.
Crazy, man. That's okay.
I know it's a lot to unpack,
the beginning, man.
Yeah,
your father's
sure.
a kingpin.
Yep. So he was a big drug dealer in Detroit, and
How was your relationship with him?
I was so young, I don't even remember. Okay. It's fucked up, but yeah. So, because he passed away when I was probably like 3. Yeah, like 3. So, my older brothers, had crazy stories. Everybody got crazy stories back then, but yeah, I was too young to really remember.
How many older brothers do you
have? 2 older brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay. And how much older are they?
We all 5 years apart.
Okay.
So I got one brother that's 5 years older and another brother that's 10 years older than me.
And what's your relationship like with them? Because did they take the father role once Dad passed away?
I wouldn't say that. We always just been super close. I wouldn't say a fatherly role, but I always looked at them as like I guess you could say the trial dummies. Like I learned from their mistakes, so I don't make those mistakes. So they definitely been a big help in my life. Just having them there to like learn from them and their mistakes.
Got you. And what was it like with Mom after Dad passed away? Was it rough? It sounds like you had an amazing life after.
Yeah, for sure. My mom was a nurse, so it's not like we had like a super bad upbringing. But I always been close with my mom. I'm a mama's boy, so our relationship is pretty close, and yeah, it never been rocky or anything like that.
Who was Dixon in high school?
Oh man, I was wild in high school. Like I said, I was doing the whole music thing, being a rapper. So we went by High Roller Gang, and shout out to my boy Don. We still make music, but in high school we're kind of pushing like the. I was kind of like smoking weed, making music, just living like a rapper life, pretty much. Like we had like a clothing brand and merch, and we'll have like the whole school wearing our weed shirts and stuff. It was crazy. So
Really?
yeah.
So
it was,
like
it was literally like a weed
weed leaf
on a shirt, and everybody like on Free Dress Day or whatever, we'll have the whole school like wearing our merch and stuff like that. So it was dope. I'm surprised the teachers didn't say nothing, but they just let us do our thing.
That's pretty impressive to, first of all, make music. Second of all, have a clothing brand. Third of all, get everyone to rock the clothing brand in the school.
Sure. I mean, I feel like that's why my marketing is so good now, because I've been marketing for the longest, because I was marketing my music, since, I guess, 10th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess you could say, like, we had a pretty good influence, and, a lot of people just was rocking with our movement. And, I mean, the clothing brand was pretty dope, too. I mean, everybody just wanted to, be with that movement and, was rocking our stuff, so it was cool.
Why is it important to have influence in regards to marketing? Because, I mean, you can start – I've talked to a lot of people who, in high school started a clothing brand, and then nobody buys their stuff.
Yeah, facts.
Like, I've seen it before.
Facts. Yeah. I don't know, man. Well, I feel like with influence and marketing, I feel like you got to have people, like you as a person and, like, respect you. And like just like relate to you in some sense, or like I say like want to be like you, as far as like younger men or just people looking up to me. They may just respect me and what I got going on, and they want to spend their money with me because they know that, or they respect what I have going on, and they know that I'm not gonna fuck them over pretty much.
Got you. So they have to like you, trust you, be relatable, admire you.
Definitely.
And that's things that kind of contribute towards influence.
Yeah, I feel like in high school, just pertaining to that part, I feel like a lot of people just was rocking with the movement. I feel like it was kind of like, well, everybody rocking with them. I'm gonna be weird if I don't rock with them. You know what I'm saying? So
the FOMO.
Yeah, exactly. It was FOMO. So I feel like that's kind of protecting it for sure.
And that's a marketing technique also.
Yeah, for
FOMO.
sure. Yeah, exactly. FOMO. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, honestly, I do pride myself in having, like, good marketing, especially with the credit. I get that a lot, and a lot of people shop with me just because of, like, bro, I've been watching you for a minute. I like the content you put out. It's very valuable. And, that make people want to spend money with you. And I tell people, they may not – people come to my page and they might not, want to work with me the first month or two. Like, we met at a networking event. A lot of people I meet there – they follow me, they watch my stuff, and, a couple months later, they just watching, and like, all right, I'm going to, see what he's talking about after seeing me constantly put out valuable stuff. Yeah,
because we met months ago.
Yeah. I don't even remember where
it was. Yeah, it was some networking event, and then it was very vague, but then I saw you, and I was following your content. So I was like, oh, it's Dixon.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this age, man. You can meet so many people, switch Instagrams or whatever, and then it's like we can follow each other, and then it's like it's weird to have like built a relationship online.
Yeah, exactly.
But then it's like I feel like I kind of know people. It's interesting.
That's the best part about social media, man. I mean, especially like I've been building this credit brand for 2 years now. So, you following me, you can see like literally everything I've been posting the past 2 years. Like, okay, he been doing this.
Right.
He been knowing what he talking about, and you kind of feel like you know me already, and
you get credibility.
Like
you get credibility. Yeah. It's not just some guy that says they do credit. No, I can see that you do credit. I can see that you apply it and what you've actually done.
Exactly.
What was the first, like, I guess, entrepreneur venture you did? Like, it's like music, T-shirts. Was it anything before that?
Yeah. So, I mean, probably since middle school, bro. Like, I just be in school, like, selling candy to people.
I was just about to say, bro.
Yeah. Shoot, I was even like buying stuff off like Alibaba, selling like portable chargers, stuff like that. I always had that hustle spirit in me. So
Really, where did that come from?
Shit, it's in my blood, man. Like
I
said,
guess,
my
yeah,
pops was a kingpin, so it just was in me to always like make some type of money somehow, no matter how much it was. So like literally in middle school, I wouldn't even like be. I just sell the candy that I had from home. You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
hustling. But yeah, from there, high school, I was selling clothes. Pushing the music. I was doing all type of stuff in the streets too, selling stuff, whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, I always
Very
had hustle spirit.
entrepreneurial.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
entrepreneurial.
Yeah, for sure.
What was your first job? Like real job where you, like was it Burger King or something? And like how did that experience go for you?
Yeah. What was my first job? Was it the zoo? I had a couple jobs in high school, man. Like at that point, like I was willing to have a job. I was young, so I wasn't really tripping. I think my first job was the zoo. So
The
I worked
zoo?
at the Detroit Zoo.
Okay.
And I got a crazy story about the zoo too, man, but I'm not even gonna say it over here. But I always had the hustle spirit in me. I'm gonna just say that. But
Okay.
yeah, I think
You're
first
not selling
job,
illegal monkeys or something,
yeah.
right?
So yeah, my first job was at the Detroit Zoo. I was at like the Dippin' Dot stands and stuff. It was pretty cool. I actually I got some good memories from them days. But as far as I worked multiple jobs like the zoo. I even worked at Airtime. Shit. I worked at fucking Jets. I hated that shit.
Jets? What is that?
Yeah. Oh, I guess they ain't got it out here. It's a pizza place.
Okay.
Yeah. I worked there for like a couple months. I worked a lot of places, man, just to get some money, I guess. And the Detroit Zoo and Airtime, it was like fun times. It was cool, but like some other jobs, it was trash. But I was just doing it to make some money.
What was it like when you're able to make money as an entrepreneur with music, shirts, whatever it is, and then you go into a job? Like, what was that feeling like? Where?
Yeah. Well, I feel like with the music and like the clothing brand, it wasn't even like a big amount of money that we're making, because a lot of it we're pushing into like the music. Because I mean, making music is expensive, bro. Like,
Yeah.
You're paying for all the studio time.
Yeah.
Shooting videos, stuff like that. Like, I was actually serious about it. Like, before the credit, like, I knew I was gonna be a big rapper, stuff like that. So I was putting my all into it. So, I honestly, I wouldn't even say I had a good taste of like money or making money, like from being an entrepreneur. Like while I was selling merch and stuff like that. It was cool though, cause I mean I always been hustling and stuff like that. But as far as like going to a job, it's like you capped at that hourly rate. Like,
right.
You can't make more than what you're making. I mean, unless you work more hours. But it's like you calculate in your phone. Okay, I'm gonna make this amount in 2 weeks, and you gotta wait 2 weeks to get your paycheck. So it's like, you getting paid 2 times a month. You can't really do too much. So I always like making fast money or making money every day.
What was the last job you had?
It was, man, I'm not even gonna say the company name, but it was a job downtown Detroit. One of my family members connected me with, and it was so terrible. That's how I knew that was my last job, bro. So they literally had us downtown, like sweeping the streets, like just cleaning up the streets of Detroit, like we was freaking on probation or something.
Like you're in like Mary Poppins or something.
Exactly. So we would literally, I'd be embarrassed to just be out there, bro. But I'm like, freak, I was trying to fund a music career,
Yeah.
So after that though, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. But,
Where did the inspiration for music come from?
To be honest, I always loved music. Like just listening to music, it always gave me a good feeling. And one of my brother's friends, he was making music he's 5 years older than me, so he was making music before me, and I just liked the process. I was in the studio just watching him make music and stuff, so it kind of turned like, all right, I'm about to start making music, and it just went up from there, and then it just turned into a movement once I really got it going.
Who's your favorite artist?
Right now probably Money Man. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Money Man get me in that mode for sure.
What about top 5? Let's say top 5 all time. I know it's like a super difficult.
Yeah.
How old are you, by the way?
I could give a top 3. I'm 25.
Okay, you're young. So
Yeah,
I'm 29. So I'm trying to calculate the trajectory of a timeline that we were both on.
for sure. I say I give a top 3. I would say Money Man, Babyface Ray, and probably Future. They're my top 3 right now. I don't even listen to too many new artists. I just be listening to the same stuff every day.
I'm at that point too, where I just listen to like Lil Wayne, like just on repeat, and I'm like, I've heard the song a million times, but I still love it.
Yeah, bro. I literally do the same. I just listen to the same people.
Do you read any books or listen to audiobooks?
So for a minute, I was reading a lot of books. I've been telling myself I got to get back into it. I read like The Millionaire Next Door, The Richest Man in Babylon. What's the other book called? I definitely like probably a year ago. I read like 4 or 5 books, just learning and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since then, man, I've been so like I mostly like instead of reading, I like watch like videos or just study like more credit stuff or courses, whatever the case may be. I'm always soaking up knowledge, but I definitely got to get back into the books groove.
My book recommendation to you would be this book called Outwitting the Devil.
Okay, what's that about?
It's a conversation with the devil, and listen to it on audio. I think it's free on YouTube. That literally the book starts with this written by a guy named Napoleon Hill who wrote Think and Grow Rich. So Outwitting the Devil was banned. I think it came out in like 1920s or 30s. It was banned in America until 2011. So it just recently it just got unbanned technically.
Oh, I know it got some stuff in there then. It feels bad.
Bro, he's sitting with the devil and like you can hear it. It's kind of like it's back and forth. So he's like talking to the devil's talking back, 2 different voices. And he just asks him every single question and the devil just confesses how everything works. And he talks about how I attack men first, or like I attack men through women. I attack them at young ages. He goes into like pure detail about how everything works, and I'm bro, it's insane. Crazy. It's insane.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out for sure.
So after school, you went to college just to make your parents happy.
Pretty much. I literally called them like I'm about to drop out, and then my mama had everybody calling like, man, don't drop out, don't do it and stuff. So I ended up staying and finishing.
What was your degree in?
Advertisement. But
you said that you weren't going to use it.
People always say like, oh, that's why you so good at marketing, but it wasn't because of that. I ain't gonna
lie. I believe that it wasn't because of that.
Yeah, it was like I study for the test, do decent, and just move on. Like I wouldn't even retain the information. It wasn't. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I didn't really learn too much valuable like in class. But like just being in college, you get life experiences, stuff like that. So
the experience that you get while going through college is almost more important than actually the classes.
Yeah, for sure. I tell people, I mean, I don't even recommend college unless you going for like
doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Exactly,
That's
stuff
it.
like that. Some people going to be,
like a business major.
Whatever, it's you just going in debt for no reason.
What was the biggest lesson you learned before college? Like as you're selling, doing music, all that stuff. What was the biggest thing that you learned at that point before college?
I'll say money wise, is really just save your money. Like definitely save more than you spend, but and like the money can go fast. So like during that time, I had like a good little run. I saved up like my first $10,000. I probably was in like maybe a 10th or 11th grade. And after that, like it just was a dry spell. Like, whatever I was doing back then, it wasn't going on no more. So, and it wasn't no scamming or nothing like that. I'm just say that. But, so I made like my first 10,000 and, I'm like, I'm straight. Like, I know this is going to last me for a minute. Then, as the time goes by, I just watched it disappear. And I'm like, damn. So, after that, I learned to really value your money and like what you have and, really, just be smart with your money pretty much.
Got you. So save your money. Be mindful of it.
Yeah, definitely. Some people like, especially like during the coronavirus, everybody getting all this fast money. I seen literally everybody like, I mean, I feel like it's an experience that everybody has to go through. You get your, first couple thousand or your first 10,000, you blow through it, then you realize like, okay, I got to really take this money stuff serious. So, I seen it happen to everybody. You know, they got a bunch of money and they thought it was gonna last forever. They just blowing it, and then they ended up with nothing.
I've been there. I've definitely been there.
I feel like everybody got to go through that to really.
You have to go
money.
through it.
Yeah, for sure.
What was the? Did you get anything valuable in college through the classes? It was advertising, so there has to be maybe one or two things.
Honestly, I want to say so. I mean, how I kind of looked at college, like I would go, and sometimes I wouldn't even go to the classes. Like, I don't know, I feel like my brain is so crazy. Like, it had been times where I don't show up to class for like a month or two, and I would just study like the slides and stuff like that right before the test, and I would still get like a let's just say 80% on the test, and I'm cool with that because like I don't plan on using the degree, so I just study for the test. I pass. I retain the information for the week that I need to know it, and that was that. I mean, I feel like a lot of the stuff was like pertaining to jobs, like okay, if you work for this company, these are the terms you need to know. This is what they're going to be asking for, stuff like that. I mean, I can say like I was learning stuff like about like how to get people attention, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when I'm marketing and stuff like that, like it just comes naturally. Like I don't look back at the stuff that was in classes. I feel like a lot of that stuff I already knew too. Mm-hmm. It was like basic information, I feel like.
How do you get people's attention?
I feel like just me personally, when you're creating content, I feel like the first like couple seconds that you see a video is the most important. Like, it has to catch people's attention. Like they call it like a attention grabber. So usually on my videos, I'll post like, the top 3 ways to build your credit, or how I just travel hack this free flight, or something like that. And it's like, okay, let me see what he's talking about because I want to learn how to do this. Mm-hmm. So I kind of make sure like the first couple seconds of the video looks good and it like says something that want to keep people like to stay to the end pretty much. And I feel like that helps with the algorithm too. But yeah, I would say that.
Okay, attention grabbers. So you go to college. Did you finish for mom?
Yeah, I ended up finishing.
You ended up finishing for mom?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, what was was she happy?
Oh yeah, my whole family was
They threw a big party for you?
Yeah, we threw a party and everything.
It's more for your mom than you.
Yeah, for sure. I was happy I finished at the end, but it was just like finally just shit over with.
It's what it really is that it shows that you can stick through something and finish it.
Yep, exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah, man. And it's like, I definitely feel like it relates to like just being disciplined and
exactly
being on your stuff.
Cool. So you finished college, and then what was next after that?
So after that, I was in East Lansing at MSU. So up there I already had my little hustles going on, and I stayed out there for like an extra year. My brother was already out here. He doing real estate out here, wholesale real estate, and he was telling me like, man, you need to move back out here, or like move out here. So I went out here and visited him a couple times. Like, I might, but I ain't gonna lie, I was scared to move out because I was already comfortable. In Michigan, I had my hustle going on. I was making some decent money.
What were you doing at this time?
Shoot, I was selling weed in the streets, bro.
Okay.
Well, I ain't gonna say in the streets, but I was selling weed. I already had my little
good money
and stuff. Yeah, man. I feel like I ain't
there's a big demand for it.
Yeah, especially during the coronavirus and stuff. Like everybody had money, so business was booming. So I was kind of like comfortable doing that and making my little money. And then I finally moved out here. Well, at that time, right before I moved, I was already getting like the credit knowledge. I was studying, learning, just like studying like the people online that's making a lot of money, just getting game, watching hella interviews, stuff like that. So I was already preparing myself for something bigger, because I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to get into next. And that's when before I even moved out here, like I got a little business funding, got myself, my credit always been good. I never had to like clean my credit, so I pride myself in being like financially responsible. So I got myself a little funding. I was like investing into little stuff, and that's when I started learning like how to really invest into myself and like what to look for when you're investing in people. Like I bought like a done for you Amazon store. That waste of money. I just wasted a lot of money starting out, and I just really learned from my mistakes and just learning the credit game. And then once I moved out here, I still didn't even know that I was gonna start a credit business, but like a couple months after, I already had like a decent amount of money stacked up, so I wasn't like in a urgent rush to make a move or like looking for a job or anything. And then it just went from there. I left out a part. So before I left, me and my brother, we did like a credit course and a crypto course. So I was big into crypto, the last bull run, like 2020, 2021. So me and my brother, we made a decent amount of money. In crypto, we're posting like our results and stuff, and everybody like just DMing us, what to buy. So that's me and my brother made our first crypto course, and it did pretty decent, and we was marketing that. And then we created a credit course, and at that time I didn't even know how to do credit repair. I just knew how to like build your credit and structure your credit and like just credit tips. So we created a credit course. So that's really what we were pushing, credit and crypto courses, and he was doing real estate on the side. So that's pretty much what I was marketing at the time. And then when I moved out here, that's when I like started studying credit repair, everything credit, and then I started my business.
So why credit? You're studying credit. You're studying crypto. Like, was there other options that you were looking at? Were you looking at like real estate or training, or like what was other things that were competing with credit and crypto at that time?
Honestly, I don't know why. Even though my brother like was doing well in real estate, it just never like interested me to get into real estate. Like as far as like my main income. So besides credit, I really was looking into. I kind of was thinking about doing like e-com. That was besides that. It was more so like just like selling information and just my knowledge and like being a mentor to people in the credit space or stuff like that. I never thought about doing credit repair. I just always knew I wanted to like be a mentor to people and coach people and stuff like that. But it was really that, and I'd say e-com was probably like I knew a few people going crazy in e-com, so that interests me. But it never just clicked with me like how credit did. And I feel like I chose credit because I just seen the vision of it. I seen how it can change people's life. I tell people you could literally be working a 9-to-5, be dead broke, and you can clean your credit and build your credit and get access to 100,000 plus. While you working this 9-to-5, you can have $10. You can have $10 in your bank account and build your credit up and get 6 figures in funding and change your life. If you invest into the right thing. And I tell people, some people will say like, well, you're gonna go into debt and waste the money. You don't know what you're doing. I tell people if you don't know what to invest in, you need to invest in yourself and the information. And
that part. The
best thing you can invest in if you're in that position is, a mentor. Learn from somebody that's doing exactly what you want to do, and you see that they're making a lot of money doing it or just successful in it. And, you can literally learn a blueprint that way.
That's great advice, man. That's phenomenal advice. Were there moments where you saw someone that it kind of explained what you just did? 9-to-5, get 100,000 line of credit, change your life.
Yeah, I mean,
is there like a success story you'd share?
Yeah, for sure. So
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off first. You were gonna say something.
For sure. I was gonna say before, like I even started doing credit repair and stuff like that. Like I just knew someone doing funding and stuff like that. And honestly, I could say, I was already in a well-off position, but I got myself funding, and I'm just like, well, fuck. Like, I didn't have to invest no money into my credit to get all this capital. I just, knew how to build my credit up, and it didn't take no money to build my credit up either. So I just seen the possibilities. But since I started my business, funding people, I see it every day. A lot of people that I fund, they may a lot of clothing brand owners I work with. And, they may still be working a 9-to-5 and doing the clothing brand on the side. And, they finally get that capital that they can buy the inventory and, invest into marketing and stuff like that. And now their business is going crazy and they left their 9-to-5 and, they're doing that full time. So, I see that all the time now that I'm in the business. So, yeah, I could say a lot of clothing brand stories, where they get that capital and they finally can invest into their inventory and go crazy. as well as real estate. Like I work with a lot of real estate investors. I wouldn't say they're just, down bad, but a lot of people, they're strapped for cash. That's why they want the funding. They may have their hands tied in another investment property and they're not getting the capital fast enough or their return back. So, when they get that extra capital, now they can either finish the deal to, make that last investment to finalize it, or, make other investments in real estate or whatever they're doing. And, it just really changes their life and their situation.
You get a lot more flexibility when you have cash.
Exactly.
You get a lot more options.
100%.
So you jump into explain how you were able to kind of move out here and build your business, get into credit repair. So you were doing the research, you were doing the studying, you did the courses. What was where you said, you know what, I'm gonna pull this trigger, I'm gonna start this business, and how did that go for you?
Yeah. So when I moved out here, I actually I was spending a lot of money investing into myself and the knowledge. So I paid a mentor that kind of helped me get my first. I got maybe 30,000 in funding because I didn't want to go too crazy. I just wanted to see if it actually worked. I got myself a couple business credit cards. Well, I got 2 business credit cards, so I knew just how he operated, and I could tell he knew what he was doing. And, I liked how he was moving, so I ended up paying him for a mentorship. And I kind of just learned the credit game more in depth. And I was still afraid to take people money because I never did credit repair. So what I did was I worked on 3 of my friends' credit and started seeing, accounts fall off. I started seeing the results, and then I did a free giveaway because I was already people already knew I knew about credit from my credit course. I'm posting content and stuff. I just never offered credit repair. So once I did the free giveaway, a lot of people were commenting I basically said, drop a comment and tag 2 friends, and I'm gonna raffle off 3 people to get their credit repaired for free.
Smart, genius.
Yep.
You could do that with anything.
Yeah, you really can. And the people that I mentor now, I tell them to start off doing that because, it kind of builds your lead flow too, because now you have, even though you pick 3 people to do for free, now you have 50 to 100 people in your comments, that they want credit repair, and you can end up following back with them hey, I know, you didn't win the raffle, but I know you still want your credit fixed. I'll still give you a discount for participating.
That's
stuff
genius,
like that.
Man.
Yeah.
That right there is $1 million gem.
Yeah, facts.
That's $1 million gem.
Yeah, bro. And that's kind of how I started my business, bro. Because once I gained a little more confidence, I seen the results and seen that it actually works. Just start taking off from there. And it started off kind of slow. I was probably maybe getting 3 to 5 clients a month, if that. And it was, once it started growing over the months, it grew pretty quick, but I'd say the first 3 to 4 months, it was just me marketing, and people probably just don't know if I'm super, they can trust me or whatever the case may be. But once they start seeing results constantly, then, just start growing from there.
Is most of your business through social media?
I'd say now it's probably 30% social media, 70% organic, referral based.
Okay.
So, what I tell my mentees as well, the people that I help start their own credit business, you want to build up your referrals and affiliates. So, in the credit business, you can, find, let's just say a solar company, they need a certain credit score to, qualify. So if you partner with a solar company, they can send you all their unqualified leads. And that's $1 million gem right there. So I'm going to just leave it at that. I ain't going to give y'all too much sauce.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Yep.
So you moved to Dallas. What was your first impressions when you moved to Dallas? Do you like it here? Do you love it? What was your thoughts on the city?
I moved in late July, so the first reaction is super hot, bro.
This is last year, late July?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
2 years ago. But, man, I loved it, bro. It opened my mind so much because, I feel like being in Michigan, it's such a small city. You know everybody. You're surrounded by the same people. And I feel like it's not too many people doing big things, in the entrepreneur space, for you to get motivated. These networking events we go to, they don't really have that in Michigan. And you don't, get surrounded by people that's actually on a mission. So I feel like I was just closed in. Everybody around me, smoking weed, drinking, they're not really trying to elevate or do too much, or they may be trying to, but they're not putting that much effort into it or like coming up with an actual plan. So once I got out here, man, it kind of allowed me to isolate myself for a minute and just clear my mind and, focus on myself. And then, I started meeting people that really align with my goals as well. My homies in Detroit, they definitely on the mission, but just overall in Michigan, it's not that many people, doing too much, I would say. But yeah, once I got out here, bro, it definitely, changed my life for sure.
I love it,
my
man.
mindset. Yep.
You were talking about how there's not as much opportunity in Michigan, and it's a small city.
Yep.
What is it that Dallas has? Because a lot of people are moving here, and so I've been here since I was 2 years old. So I haven't been an entrepreneur since I was 2 years old, like you. I started like how it's been maybe 2.5 years, okay, and I got into it because I went to school. My background's engineering, so I became an engineer, did everything right. I got my dream job, got my MBA. I did everything right, like my resume stacked, and I realized I'm still trapped at this desk. I realized that even if I want to go make more money, I really can't. I have to stay here for the next 5 years and then hopefully get a promotion.
Exactly.
So I'm like, all right, this doesn't make sense. And I'm looking at some of my friends who are doing roofing and solar who didn't go to school, and they're making more money than me, and they're in Mexico on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
and I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. I feel like another downside of not knocking anybody with a job, because I mean,
teach his
I know
own.
a lot of people have great jobs, but I feel like the worst part is like they can literally fire you at any moment. Like your livelihood is in the hands of someone else. I've seen multiple times people close to me, they have a great job, they're making money, they got all these plans, and then out of nowhere they get laid off. And then it's like, it's no warning, now they got to search for another job and they don't have no other income coming in. So it's scary, man. I personally wouldn't want to be in that position.
Because sometimes, growing up, you're told they sell you on, hey, get a job. It's more secure than being an entrepreneur, which is completely false.
Yeah.
Like, that's total bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have a good, entrepreneur or like a
work
business,
ethic.
Yeah, or a work ethic, then I can see that. But, you just got to be smart in your business and pick the right business. A lot of people, they try and start a business that costs, $100,000 to start, and they don't even know if it's going to work. And that's just a recipe for disaster. So I tell people, a service-based business or something that doesn't cost a lot of money to start, is the best business model to, get into.
What would be your advice to someone who wants to get into entrepreneurship, who wants to, start, owning their own business in service or things like that?
My advice would be learn from somebody that's already doing it. That way you avoid all the mistakes and, and you're comfortable doing it. That would be my biggest thing. Pay somebody, even if you have to pay, or just try and shadow somebody that's doing what you want to do. Even work for them for free for a little minute, just to really learn the business and know everything that you need to know. Because I tell people, even if you get funding, don't just blow it trying to start a business before you know what you're actually doing.
Solid. So how long has it been since you started your business now? I said 2 years or 2.5 3?
So, I mean, I started with the credit course like maybe almost 4 years ago now, but I actually started doing credit repair and business funding a little over 2 years now. So that's
not a long time to get
really
where
not.
you're at.
Yeah, bro.
You changed your life in
100%.
less than a few years.
100%, bro. And I'd say before I started it, like I had a decent amount of money just from, me hustling and, being good with my money. I was saving my money. I was hoarding it. I wasn't even investing in nothing really. I just was saving all my money because I knew what I was doing wasn't going to last long. I knew I was going to have to change to something else. So I was just saving my money. But, this credit business definitely changed my life, man. I never imagined, making, 6+ figures a year, from, just giving game or doing what I love to do, helping other people. And the best part about it is, I'm not stuck in one location. As y'all probably see, I travel a lot, but I'm still working while I'm traveling. I can, post up in a hotel room or on the beach and still run my business, and that's the best part about it.
Back to the marketing, man. You're
Yeah,
so good at marketing.
Yeah.
Where I see you know, like, hey, just how to travel hack. I got this hotel room for free. I got this flight for free. I got this for free. I know you don't just give out all your secret, but what's one thing you can give to the audience or to me to, keep us a little peek behind the window?
Yeah. So I could give you two things. One, I would say everything falls back under your personal credit. Because if you have your personal credit structured the right way, that's literally the foundation for anything. So if you want to travel for free, it literally can be as simple as American Express. They have a 150,000 point sign-up bonus. You get the credit card, you hit the sign-up bonus. Now you have 150,000 points to use. And the best way to use Amex points, you can transfer it to, let's say you want to take a trip out the country. You could transfer those points to like a partner airline like Air France, like a smaller airline. So their points are worth way more than American Express points. So you get way more value out of that. But even if you just use the Amex portal, you literally getting free points just because you got approved for this credit card. You put a little spend on it. You just spending money that you'll always spend, pay it off. And you hit the sign-up bonus. Now you got all these free points from hitting these big sign-up bonuses. And the sign-up bonuses are way bigger on the business side. So if you get a business credit card, the sign-up bonuses are way bigger. You could literally leverage that to travel for free. Even if you don't maximize and transfer the points and get super in-depth, you literally can do it that way. Another thing is like having status as well. So that makes the experience even better. Like it could be as simple as, Marriott has a credit card where they give you instant gold status. So you can get late checkout. They give you room upgrades if it's available, stuff like that. And it's literally just from getting approved for a credit card from your personal credit. Besides that, it's like hotel passes, like employee passes, corporate codes, stuff like that. It's a lot in the travel hacking space, but it can be as simple as that, just getting approved for a certain credit card. And, that credit card gives you an instant status with their airline or hotel, and now you can benefit from that.
That's literally like just life hacks.
Yeah, literally. The credit game is literally a walking hack, bro. When you literally learn it, it's so many hacks and stuff you could do. Like, people think I spend all this money traveling and stuff, but it's literally like free, bro.
That's
literally.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. What was you were speaking a little bit ago when you were doing the courses in credit, and you said you started having a vision where you're able to like help people escape their 9-to-5. You're able to give people big funding so that they can fulfill their dream. What's that vision that you have now with that, or what was that vision that you did have, and where has it gone today?
Yeah, so I guess when I got my first, let's just say $20,000 in funding, and it was 0% interest. And like I said, I didn't spend any money to get that credit card. I just had good credit, just from having a couple of credit cards, my student loans on there. I never missed a payment or anything. And I'm like, dang, I just got $20,000 and no interest on it. And it doesn't even show on my personal credit. So I can use all this $20,000 and it doesn't affect my personal credit. So it just had that light bulb go off like, wow, like this could literally change someone's life, I know a lot of people around me could really use this capital, and they may be struggling, but they have the best business idea, or they already know, they already have something going on. They just need a little extra capital to really skyrocket it. So I'm like, this literally what I need to do is help people get capital and help them clean their credit. And I just seen the power of credit, man, and I just wanted to help a lot of people really leverage it, and because I knew I had the information and I didn't want to just hoarder it. I wanted to help people and start a business from it. And I guess my vision now, man, is really just helping more people. But I more so got into a space of like mentorship and coaching. Like I want to help people start their own credit business, or even just learn the credit business for themselves so they can get themselves funding, or a random collection comes on their credit one day, they know how to clean it themselves. They don't have to constantly come back to me and pay me to clean their credit. They can learn how to do it themselves, or they can start a business from it, because it's a very lucrative business. So that's kind of where I'm at with it now. I mean, I definitely, love helping my clients and, getting people capital. So I like just, seeing the results and seeing people's reaction, once they make their first 10K starting a business, or, they finally get those collections off and now they, are able to get funding and stuff like that. So my vision is just making it bigger, man, and, really making a lot more money doing it too.
I love it, man. I think it's super important that what you said is that you just want to help people, because when you put people first, business is just naturally going to grow.
100%.
So you said it was something that was very interesting is you'd rather show them how to do it instead of them coming back and paying you again.
Yep.
You're almost like saying, I want less. I don't want you to rely on me to continue paying me. I want to help you get you to the next level.
Yep, for sure.
Why that? Why not just have them continue paying you?
Well, so it's two different like tiers, I guess you could say. Because I mean, my everyday credit repair clients, they don't even want to learn. They just want to pay me. That's the reason they're paying me, because they don't want to deal with it. They just want a hands-free service. But the people that do want to learn, that's kind of the mindset I tell people, like, you're paying me so you never have to come back to me. I'm teaching you the game and how to, think for yourself and how to do it yourself so you don't have to, ever rely on somebody else. But I mean, for the everyday credit repair client, I'm not pushing, my mentorship on them or coaching for them, because a lot of people, they got a lot going on. The everyday credit repair client, they, work a 9 to 5, or, they just got a bunch of stuff going on. So they may not even be interested in that. But for the ones that are, I definitely pour into them, because, I like seeing people with that drive, the same drive that I have, and I know that they can kill it in the game. So, I make sure that they get to that point.
I love it. You said so you obviously have a mentor-mentee relationship, so you have a couple people that you mentor. What is the easiest way, or what is your favorite type of mentees to work with? Because you just mentioned you like it when they have drive.
Yeah.
Because when you have drive and they have drive and you see it in them, you just want to help them and like get them to the next level.
Yep.
But then there's probably some people that you work with that don't have that drive.
100%.
So how does that feel? Like
Yeah.
like what do you try to do to like motivate, drive? It's kind of hard to, but what are your thoughts on that?
It's literally like night and day, man, because I literally see the difference. So, I mean, I definitely love working with people that, I tell them to run a play, and literally the next day they're like, yeah, bro, I did this, I did that. I just got my first client. Because I'd rather people, put in the work and come to me with questions after they actually tried stuff, rather than just asking a bunch of questions and they never try anything. So, I mean, I've worked with mentees where they pay me, and, I have to beg them to, like, schedule another call, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm basically like, yo, bro, did you end up doing this? Did you do that? Oh, bro, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, you paid me to teach you. I'm trying to help you, you know what I'm saying? And I pride myself in getting people results, but it's like, I can't get you any results if you don't put the work in. So honestly, before I even like take on like coaching someone, I make sure that they are that type of person now, because I want to get people those results. And I don't want people like, oh, I paid them this money and, nothing happened, but you just didn't follow the directions or, run the plays.
Yeah, and it also makes you feel bad. It's like, dude, I don't want you to pay me if you're not going to do anything, because that's just I didn't. There's not an equal value exchange.
100%. So
how do you vet people now?
Really, man, I kind of just feel like I can read people, and just on the call, I kind of just ask them their goals. Are you planning on doing this part-time or full-time? Do you want to, grow this to a big business, or are you just trying to make some quick money? Are you planning on making a business out of it, or do you just want to learn the game so you can, leverage it for yourself, get yourself funding, stuff like that? Because, that's cool too, even if you don't want to start a business. It's just good. I know people that full-time real estate or full-time like Amazon business, but, they learn the credit game so they can always get themselves funding. They learn how to travel hack, so they just leveraging the credit. They're not even starting a business from it. But I forgot your original question. I kind of got sidetracked.
No worries, man. Like, how does it feel, or what's the do you try to do anything to drive them, the people that aren't as
for sure,
motivated?
Man. I mean, on my calls, I feel like with those certain type of people, I feel like, you can't technically at a certain point help people that don't really want to be helped. Like, they just, I feel like those type of people, they pay the money and, they just expecting a miracle to happen, or like, you just throw money in their hands. But it's it's a business. It still takes work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just I'm giving you the blueprint literally on how to from A to Z, scale it up to a 6-figure business. And I know it works because I see it every day. And it's literally, I only started two and a half years ago. So like everything that they're feeling when they first started, I literally know that exact feeling.
Right.
I know exactly what to do to get your first clients and, how to get to that point. So, I know the blueprint works.
Another thing I asked was how do you vet? Is it body language?
It's really just how they answer the questions, what position they're in. Some people, they're just looking for like a quick couple dollars, or they're not really as motivated. They're just trying to quick get rich quick scheme, whatever the case may be. So I really just can tell by how motivated they are and how they articulate themselves. I can tell if they're actually going to be a good marketer, if they're going to actually go out and try and network with people, because that's important too. If they're not good with speaking, or like even uncomfortable speaking with people, then it's going to be hard to get clients, because you're going to have to hop on a call with them and pretty much sell them your value.
That's a really good point. It's people that don't know how to articulate themselves. They're gonna eventually not articulate with me. You gotta go articulate with your clients.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're not selling me on why you deserve to do this, how are you gonna sell someone, like you said, the value?
Exactly. Even without clients, even getting like referrals, or building your affiliate stuff like that, or networking with people. If you're not comfortable talking with people, or speak well, then it's gonna be hard.
What's next for you?
Man, I think I really want to dive into like my personal brand more. I want to blow my brand up more, man. I want to be like, I would say like a household name, just not even just from credit, but just like, my influence. People just, like watching my content. They look up to me. I inspire people. That's really my end goal, man. I want to blow my personal brand up and just want to like everybody to know me. I want people to like, damn, bro, he gave me so much game, or, what I'm saying, he helped me out with this. I want to help a lot of people. I want to inspire a lot of people, and I just want a lot of eyeballs on me.
What type of brand, what do you want your brand to be known for? Is it mentor, changed my life, like give me a bunch of value, made me rich?
Yeah. I feel like mostly inspiration and value. So I look at it like, they see my lifestyle. They see me traveling a lot. They see the fancy cars, me making a lot of money, my business going crazy. So, it's motivating them to, change their lives, and me giving value, giving free game, and, it changed people's lives. So I would say those two things, like inspiration and value.
Do you have any, for lack of better terms, haters? Like people that like you grew up with that said, "Oh, this is a scam. This isn't it." And then now look at where you are today. Like,
honestly, I haven't ran into too many haters. Maybe my brand not big enough. I mean, I'm pretty sure behind closed doors, people talk mess or whatever the case may be. But I feel like definitely when I was doing like the music and like selling merch and stuff, I definitely had haters back then. Like it was more so like, high school. It's all like,
clicks.
Clicks and like a closed community. So, everybody talking and stuff. And I definitely had haters then. And I'm pretty sure I got a few now, but, I don't pay attention to it. So I wouldn't know.
Cool, man. Do you have any questions for me, or anything else that's on your mind that you want to kind of unpack or kind of go deeper in?
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, what's next for you, brother? What's your main goal? What's next for you?
Yeah, next for me is I want to, because I'm in financial services, insurance, retirement planning, so I want to blow that up. So just kind of similar to you, I want to mentor a bunch of people and then help them blow up. I want to help them get to where they want to be, because if I help enough people, then I get where I want.
100%.
And so my main goal right now is help as many people as possible in that space. When I'm able to do that, and I can make some more income, I can blow this podcast up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so I already have a big vision with this. We're gonna sell out stadiums doing this podcast live. We're gonna have artists there. We're gonna have fights. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like debates, comedians. So we're gonna have like big events. and then we're going to
That's
sell
dope.
tickets to those events, and then those, the proceeds are going to go to a big cause or whatever it is, right?
Dope.
And I was speaking to someone the other day, and I didn't realize what I'm doing, but it's the Mr. Beast effect. I want to help as many people as possible, give as much value as possible, and eventually I get where I want.
Oh, yeah,
And I just
100%.
realized that's the Mr. Beast effect. I had no idea.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I got one more question.
Yeah,
for you,
yeah.
man. So, what's your thoughts on or your experience with credit? If you mind sharing like your experience with it, or what's your thoughts on it? Just from, you're not in a credit space, I guess you could say. So, someone that's not in the credit space, what's your experience with credit, or like your thoughts on it? Just growing up or now?
Yeah, great question. So I was lucky enough that my mom and dad took me to the bank and was like, here, let's get you a credit card so you can have good credit.
Yep.
I didn't know what that meant or what it was. And so like since like maybe like 16 years old, since I had a car, I would just buy gas on my credit card and then just pay it off. So I have a really healthy relationship with my credit cards. I have great credit. I've never leveraged it. So I've never like went out and got funding. I've opened like 1 or 2 business accounts, and so business credit cards, and I use that for my business. But I've never really maximized it.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that's why I was so intrigued with your content.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, and like I think right now I'm like, dang, I could probably blow this podcast up because
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
stuff I know what to do. I just need the funding for it.
Of course.
And another thing is I had a conversation with a gentleman I admire, and he's in my network, and his background is credit as well, and he also does insurance, and he kind of put the two together, and I was like, that's genius. And like I kind of started going with that process, and I just kind of took a step back for different reasons, but it's still something I want to do, because there's a lot of ways to leverage credit and insurance and retirement planning and just kind of pack a major punch.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So like I'm just really excited for to learn more about both and develop both, and then just like, because we're both so young, the industries are so young, social media is compounding, so we literally can change the world and have major influence.
100%.
So like, especially with our social media, like it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and we can really go change the world. We can really make a massive fucking impact.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like for your case, man, let's say you had some ideas for the podcast and you wanted to invest or get some funding to invest into it. I feel like the best part that a lot of people, some people, like even clients that I work with, they may be starting their clothing brand or whatever the case may be. They kind of look at the business funding as, I'm gonna have all these high payments or interest rates, stuff like that. But it's so many ways like around it. Cause I mean, the best part about like the business funding, we mostly do business credit cards. Well, I'll say that's what most of our clients are looking for. Cause you can invest that money and not pay any interest on it.
Right.
It's usually for the first year. But it's, balance transfer cards at 0% interest. So I tell people, even once that first year is up, let's say, that investment is still, growing, you haven't made all the money back yet, you can literally move that balance to a new 0% card, and you literally can just keep that, under 0%, so you never have to pay interest on it. And the payments are so low. Like, it's honestly so crazy. Like, I've made an investment for, let's just say $10,000, and the minimum payment is only $100, and there's no interest on it. So like, you could literally do so many things with your credit and the funding. But I also tell people, you definitely want to be smart with it as well, because you don't want to just go buy a bunch of designer and blow the money just think because there's no interest on it. Like, you actually want to have a plan for it. And I tell people, if you don't have a plan or like something that's already working that you're about to grow, then maybe invest a little bit, see if it works. Or invest into a mentorship, or invest in, information. So, you know exactly what to do. Now you can use that capital to really grow it once you already see that it works,
Man, imagine if this is what we taught in schools.
Exactly. That's why they don't teach it in school, man.
They don't want us to know.
Teachers don't know this type of stuff either. I feel like it's kind of like, I feel like you almost got a cheat code to life once you like learn the credit game and the travel hacking, how to leverage credit. It's like, I have cheat codes to life for sure.
100%.
It's crazy.
And it's also crazy how like I think it's a trifecta. It's credit, tax strategies, and life insurance.
100%.
Those I had no idea how powerful these industries were like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And like I started getting into it, and I'm like, bruh, why was I doing engineering? I was doing pages of math for no reason.
Yeah, so I got to get into the life insurance game, like really study it. I know it's super valuable and like you can do a lot of stuff with it, but that's something I haven't got into yet. So I'm gonna definitely have to.
I'll show you some videos.
For sure.
So I just started working with a gentleman who is a teacher, and he's been a teacher. He's like, very well established. Been doing it in the city of Dallas for a very long time. Very like sharp guy, and very educational mentor type deal. And he's like, I've known about this space, but I've never really had someone kind of break it down and like provide the value, kind of like what you're doing in the credit space.
Yeah.
So it's just seeing people, and I'm sure you get this as well. Whenever you speak with people the first time and you show them the power of credit, it's like, dang, I didn't know this. And you see that look on their face, and it's like, I wish you would have spoke sooner.
Yeah, facts.
And it's like, I'm just so thankful to be at the age we are now, and be able to give that to our families, man. Because let me ask you this: Did your family know about credit before you came along?
My brother was pretty knowledgeable of credit. Honestly, he helped me get my first couple credit cards. He didn't know about like how to do credit repair, but he kind of knew like, okay, you don't get this credit card. Maybe you should get this credit card, or like, get this credit builder account, or what I'm saying, don't max out your credit card, stuff like that. So you knew like pretty much the basis of credit, some definitely like a good amount of credit that like helped me start my foundation. But like overall, my family didn't know about like really business credit and like travel hacking, really the full benefits of it. I feel like everybody, like older people are like just growing up, they say like use your credit for emergencies and stuff, but man, you could really do a lot with credit,
bro. This is what I never understood, because I hear that sometimes too. People are like scared to get a credit card, and I'm like, why would you use your money when you can use somebody else's money?
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
You protecting yourself from fraud too, because if you swiping your debit card everywhere and hackers get into your debit card, they got literally direct access to your money. But if they get your credit card, it's not your money that they're, taking. You still got your cash in your bank account. And disputing stuff on credit cards is way more easier.
Right.
Like if you try and dispute something on your debit card,
they got your PIN, they got fingerprints, and it's so much harder to.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't even give you your money back. But on a credit card, if something happens, they'll literally give you your money right back.
That's something that like the wealthy do, is they never use their money. They leverage other people's money. They leverage credit lines, different types of ways to use other people's money. What's the oh, sorry, you're gonna say something?
Oh no, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, what is your thoughts with like interacting with real estate? Like, what's the power of what you do and real estate?
Well, I feel like the most value from the real estate industry that I get is I partner with a good amount of real estate people, because let's just say realtors, you have to have a certain credit score to get approved for a home. So we pretty much partner with a lot of them, and if they don't get approved, then they just send them to us. We help them, get their credit right and position to get that home, and then we send it back to the person who sent them, the realtor or whatever. And it's kind of like a win-win for both of us. We're helping each other out. But yeah, man, on the other side, I'm helping real estate investors get funding to fund their fix and flip and stuff like that. And now instead of using their own capital and they only have a couple thousand to their name left because they got all their money tied into this,
right,
they can keep all their money and literally use the credit card or the funding, and they got their cash sitting, and they're just watching their money grow. My guy Steady, he kind of gave a good analogy. It's like, instead of using your money, now you eating noodles every day. You can keep all your money, still be eating steak and lobster, and you using the bank's money while you flipping your money. So, it's like that.
That's such a great point. It's like with real estate, let's say you go buy a property for fix and flips, you get a credit line or funding, You use that funding to make the fixes,
Yep.
sell the property, pay off whatever you just had.
Exactly.
And it's at 0% interest.
Exactly. And your money never left your bank account. It's just been growing.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. It's a hack.
Hey, man.
And you getting credit card points when you spending all that money.
That's free
too.
flights. That's back to
Exactly.
traveling. So oh man, that's crazy, man.
It's crazy, bro.
Any final thoughts, man? How can people find you?
Yeah, so you guys can follow me at Credit King DP on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Most of my content usually on Instagram. I got a YouTube coming, man. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of game on there. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. All social media is at Credit King DP. Shoot me a DM. If you DM me, ask a few questions, man. I'm super open, guys. I like to help people out, so I'm not gonna bite my tongue.
Appreciate your time, man. I'm excited for what you're about to do.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, bro.
I got you, bro.